Many business owners think digital media is free until they realize that it is quietly draining their time, energy, and focus. Today, we're talking about the invisible costs of your digital journey. Let's get right into it. If you're new here, my name is Liz. I help business owners add digital media to their business so that they can build their business faster. Be sure to subscribe so that you never miss any of my future content. Now, I am the biggest believer of using all of the tools that are out there to build your business. But what I've noticed, especially with working with my clients, is that sometimes we are so focused on building our online presence and doing everything well that we don't even realize all the ways that we've actually created holes in our own system. This is why sometimes after 1 year or 2 years of hustling and grinding through our business, we still feel overwhelmed, like we have no time, and that we can't actually put our energy into the right thing. It's because there are many aspects to digital media that actually drain us more than building us up. So today we're going to identify what some of those are, and you can ask yourself whether you might be making some of these mistakes. Let's get right into it. Now, the first cost of digital media is constant platform switching. This is something I see a lot. That means first you get on Instagram, then you jump over to YouTube, and then you think, I think LinkedIn is where it's at. Then you leave YouTube and go to LinkedIn. Then you come back to Facebook because Facebook seems to be a big thing, and then you jump to the next thing. So it is a great thing to be able to add on more platforms, but it is not a good thing to put all of your time and energy into learning and investing and building yourself up on one platform, only to let that wither away so that you can jump somewhere else. Because in fact, in today's world, all of these platforms are good. They're good for different reasons, they suit different audiences, and there's no magic bullet. If Instagram was really the best platform in the world, everyone would be on that only and nobody would be focusing on anything else. So the fact that there are hundreds of millions of users of every platform is just evidence enough that all of these platforms are good for different reasons. So you're not making a mistake by starting out somewhere. Every time you let one of your platforms just kind of wither away into the sunset, you are now resetting your entire learning curve. Now you're going to have to figure out how your audience is going to be best served on another platform, figure out what type of content works well there, and you're practically building from scratch. Instead of that, it's important to start the right way the first time. That means you are spending enough time doing market research and competitor research to really understand where your audience is. Your audience, I'm sure, is in a million different places, but where is the place where you think they are hanging out, which also is a platform where you think you could see success? If you feel like you still need time to develop camera confidence and understand how to do videos, then TikTok does not have to be the first place you start. Find another platform where your audience is still active that is more suited to your strengths. So what I really recommend is that you find one primary platform for lead generation. The whole purpose of that platform is so that you can get visibility, get engagement, get in front of more people. And then have another platform where you are nurturing those leads. Believe me, if someone is really interested in your content, they will follow you from one platform to the other. They will check you out in different areas just to see what else you have to offer. So if, for example, you are using Instagram as your lead generator, then you might be using more videos or short form content there. And then on the other hand, let's say that you use your email list or LinkedIn for nurturing. So you might be writing more longer form content there, for example. Just managing those two platforms itself will keep you busy, my friend. Don't worry that you won't have enough to do. But don't worry that you will fall off the radar by not being present everywhere else, because your audience will get to know that you are in these one or two places and they will be interested enough to follow you there. Now let's talk about the hidden cost of DIY learning. This is a trap that every single one of us have been in. And it's only a trap if you take it too far in the wrong direction. Every single business owner does have to sit down and start learning new skills and new strategies and techniques. That is just a part of building a business. What I'm talking about is spending hours and hours every single week watching every free masterclass and webinar that you see, listening to every podcast, jumping on everyone's live stream, reading all of the books. If you do all of these things, then what happens is that you're not really left with a lot of time left in your week to actually implement anything. Not only that, but when you are listening to advice and feedback and learning from different specialists and different gurus all over the internet, a lot of this advice and stuff that you hear about might actually contradict each other. Person A will be telling you to do this, and person B might be telling you to do something that's on a different tangent. So how are you going to make a decision? Now you have to spend more time trying to find somebody to collate those ideas and decide between all these conflicting theories and strategies. So this is how people can stay overwhelmed and stuck in learning mode for a long time. Instead of that, just minimize your choices altogether. Just follow one or two strategic people that you think really understand the type of business that you want to build. Or, of course, you can hire a coach or consultant, and that way you only have to follow them and their teachings. Minimize the number of podcasts that you're listening to. Otherwise, you're getting your head full of all sorts of contradictory ideas, and you won't actually know where to start implementing from. So minimize all of these different pieces. If you can actually take time to find somebody who is a few steps ahead of you, but working on their business in the same way that you want to be working on your business, then that is a great person to follow. Listen to their podcasts and read their book and watch their masterclasses, and then start implementing. I have a strict rule for myself. For every 30 minutes of learning that I do, I have to spend 60 minutes implementing that somewhere. Either I need to do that with my offers, or I need to put that knowledge out to my clients directly, or use it for social media. Remember that knowledge that isn't applied is basically procrastination, and it creates overwhelm. This makes you feel stuck for a long time, and you won't be able to put your finger on why, because you'll tell yourself, I'm following all the right people, I'm learning all the right things, I'm reading all the right books, I'm listening to all the top-rated podcasts. How come I'm not getting anywhere, and why do I feel overwhelmed? Because it's too much, my friends. Next, let's think about the price of misaligned content. So I'm talking about creating content just for the views or just for the vanity metrics, jumping on every trend and, just putting haphazard content out there. This might result in some random likes and comments from people, but if those aren't your people, meaning your audience, then it's not actually going to translate out in any way. Instead, you will end up on this content hamster wheel where you are constantly trying to chase the next trend, trying to make your content look interesting, but it's not actually compelling to the people who would open their wallet and buy from you. So be careful about falling into this trap, because it's a trap that many business owners fall into when they first start creating content. It is very hard to be the person that is posting something that gets 10 likes and still feel satisfied with that, especially when everyone else on the internet seems to be magically getting 10,000 likes and 1 million views on their stuff. We never want to be that person that's getting 10 likes. But if you are creating content consistently speaking directly to your audience, that is going to have compound value. You are going to be talking to a warm audience of people, and those 10 people might very well turn out to be paying customers later, which is still better than 10,000 people who haven't bought a certain thing from you. Don't just disregard the value of 10 people. If those are 10 people in a warm audience that are truly interested in what you have to say, they can turn into 10 paying clients, which could be life-changing for you and your business. This is still far better than having 10,000 people that liked your content but then just kept strolling off to the next thing and never spent any time to learn more about you or your services. And let's not forget the cost of over-customization. You wouldn't be the first person who's spending hours and weeks and months tweaking all of your Canva templates and changing the colors of your hex code and changing your fonts and doing all those type of things. Now, it is very natural to want to make your website and your content and everything look good. You want it to be aesthetic. You want your audience to land on that and think, oh my God, this looks amazing. Let me dive right in. However, spending so much time tweaking and tweaking and tweaking isn't actually going to bring you any better results. If you feel like you are very graphically challenged and you find it hard to just design things using templates or using Canva or drag and drop websites, then that is the right time to actually hire somebody. You can choose even just to hire them to do it for you. Yes, the price tag on these things is a little bit expensive, but what is the hidden cost of you sitting and tweaking them and wasting a lot of time? Sometimes it's better just to pay somebody to design something that you just really like. Or you can hire somebody to coach you through how you can do it yourself. But remember, again, that's going to take time. If you are prone to perfectionism and tweaking things until you think it looks amazing, then it's better not even to try to learn it yourself, because you're going to fall into that trap again. Instead, just outsource the job and let someone else do it. Remember, nowadays, when you open a website, you will notice that it is probably very minimalistic and not very flashy like the sites that we used to see in the 90s. So less is turning out to be more. So the more and more that you tweak all of your assets online, it might actually not really connect with your client in any way. If you open up a website that you really like, that you think looks good, ask yourself what you like about it. I bet you that one of the things will be is that it's simple and it's easy to read, and there's nothing very congested or cluttered looking, and it makes it clear what that person sells. These are the elements that you want across your content too. And last but not least, let's talk about the cost of ignoring your personal energy. People always think that this is a fluffy topic that they can just ignore, but in fact, ignoring your energy is the thing that could actually drive your business into the ground. If you are not actually managing your daily tasks throughout your business, then you are going to end up in a situation where you constantly feel burnt out. That is going to start leading to inconsistency, both in your client work as well as in the way that you show up online. And nothing will build distrust from your audience like inconsistency. So digital media is one of those monsters that actually requires a lot of personal energy. People think that it's so easy just to press record and make a 15-second video, or to type an email and send it to your email list, or to record a long-form YouTube video. But all of these things take a toll on our energy. Our brain and our sense of creativity and our physical energy all have to be on, not only during the research phase of all of this, but in the actual delivery and the creation phase as well. So this is why you do need to pay careful attention to what time of the day and what days you are actually doing certain types of work. I know that for me, when I am creating videos, that takes a lot of my personal energy. So I only schedule my video creation time during the times of the day that I know I have energy. I'm definitely not going to try to shoot videos right after lunch when I'm ready for a cookie and a nap. So this is why you do need to manage your energy in a way that you can keep going for the long haul. Business building is not a short-term game, my friends. It has to go on. Your digital strategy has to go on. You can't afford to burn out after 3 weeks of making videos. So for this reason, schedule all the different aspects of your digital journey into the time slots that require that type of energy. For example, scripting something or doing a little bit of research, those are all activities that you might be able to do on the days when you have a little less energy, or maybe around 4 p.m. when you're kind of tired after the full day. So think about it. Look at your own personal energy flows and ebbs throughout the day, and really make note of the times where you can actually get the best out of yourself and when you can work on more lower energy tasks. So if you put together all of the ideas that I've outlined in this YouTube video, you will be able to build a brand strategy for yourself and put it online. Get your digital presence online without burning out, without overwhelm, or without throwing in the towel. Otherwise, all of these hidden costs of the different points that I mentioned today, they are really going to drag you down and make you feel like you can't do it. It's going to make you feel like you need to hire out for everything and that you are just not cut out to be online. And nothing could be further from the truth. So if you like this video, I hope that you will give it a like, share it off with one of your friends. Don't forget to subscribe, because every single Tuesday, I bring you a new video teaching you how you can use digital media to build your business faster. So until next time, take care.